Good evening, Drew.
It's Paul. How you doing, buddy?
It's me. It's good. I'm good. How are you? How are you?
Happy almost Christmas Eve.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah,
It's the day before Christmas Eve.
it is the day before Christmas Eve. Okay. Before we jump into things, I don't think you like Dicey Dungeons, huh?
No, no,
Okay. All right.
no,
Well, you can
no,
you can criticize me.
no.
It's
It's
fine.
just it's.
I love it. I love it so much. I play it so much. I don't know, man. It just clicks for me. How far did you get?
I don't know. No, I played with the warrior and the thief. I unlocked the next one. I just found the whole thing to be too random. Like I felt like I wasn't doing anything. It was just what things like outside of like picking what your inventory is. And even then I didn't find that very fulfilling. It was just very I don't know. It like random in games, video and board can be done really well. And I just felt this was just pure randomness with very little control. Like it felt like the build I could make wasn't determined by me. It was determined by a random number generator, and
Yeah.
the results were determined by a random number generator. I don't know. It didn't click with me. I did not enjoy it. I forced myself to play it for a few hours, and then I decided that nah, this is not for me. Not for me.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, it is incredibly random. It is very roguelike-y. I would love to tell you that I could beat every run, but you're right. You're beholden to sort of what you get. But it's cute,
Yeah,
and I like the music.
Like
And
I'd get runs where I just felt like completely overpowered, and it was all just based off the equipment I got.
yep.
And sometimes you're like, well, this is garbage. I've got like 800 bumps, but nothing that actually does damage. I don't know. That's not a cocaine reference. That's a that's a
Well, it
game
could
reference.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Before we get to our treats, which I'm dying to know what's in these tiny little boxes
Okay.
that your wife. First of all, credit where credit is due, man. When you handed me the presents, so we got. Okay. Let me back up. We actually got to have lunch. We actually
We
got to
did.
see each other in
Yes,
person
in person.
for like the first time in probably too long.
Too long. Yes, for sure.
And we did a little day drinking. We ate some tacos. I ate my tacos way too fast.
You did. I don't know where those tacos went. They were just gone. It was truly amazing. You should be proud.
I've always eaten very, very fast. I've always eaten very, very fast. But you have given me my presents, which are very credit where credit's due. Your wife did an amazing job wrapping these.
She is very good at that. If I wrap a present, it will look like some sort of wild animal just gnawed on a bunch of wrapping paper. It's not good.
If I really take my time, I can get the paper to look good. But I have attempted to watch YouTube videos on like how to tie bows, and
Yeah.
it's just it's not working. I can't do the bow stuff. Like I could wrap paper and do all that stuff, but no, I can't do.
Yeah.
I can't do all the fancy bows.
Yeah, my wife does that trick where she like takes a pair of scissors and like scrapes it against ribbon to make the ribbon curly. Yeah,
Whoa.
she's very good. Yeah, yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. You've never seen that before?
No.
Yeah. So
Nope.
so just imagine. So like, the present that I got for you is
Yep.
two small boxes, and they're like stacked on top of each other
Yep.
and held together by ribbon. So my wife, she wraps the ribbon around there, and like made a little knot, and then she takes the scissors, opens the scissors up so it's like the blade of a scissor, and like runs the ribbon across it, and she takes the scissors and kind of like rubs like really quickly, like scrapes the ribbon across it, and it makes it all curly. I don't know how it works and how she doesn't cut her finger, but it's pretty amazing.
Last year I really wanted to wrap something nice in a bow, and I watched like 4 YouTube videos on how to do it, and it's just like take the bow, fold it this way, then do this, and then da-da-da-da-da, hey, you have a bow. And like, well, I was like, whoa, hold on, we skipped about 8 steps in what you just did on that YouTube video. And like some of these bow tying videos have like millions of views, but I bounced off of that hard. I would like to think that I have pretty good like spatial thinking when it comes to like analyzing shapes and working with objects and puzzles and stuff like that. But the ribbon tying stuff just wasn't. Yeah, it didn't really work that well for me. Now, yes, you have accurately described the presents that you gave me. Now, for those of you that have never listened to our extensive, which is the height of generosity, back catalog of shows, Paul and I, this will be our third gift exchange that we have done. If we're keeping score, if there was a giant Christmas scoreboard, Paul would be winning 2-0.
I disagree with that score. I think the first year was a tie. The second year, it's no fault of your own. That gift is still very much in play.
Okay, well let's recap. Let's recap. Okay, so year one, Paul very generously bought me an amazing home mesh Wi-Fi system, which was overkill in the smaller house I was in, but has proven and essentially, how do I even say this? It has totally like made my Wi-Fi good, even in my new house.
Nice, excellent.
Yeah, it's going strong. You know, I keep it up to date, and it's part of my like home. You know, it's really good. It was a really good gift. You knew that I needed it after I had complained about my Wi-Fi stuff, and you bought me a really expensive set. Like let's not even try to like downplay that. Like you spent considerable money on that. Now, what did I get you?
You got me a battle jacket. You got me a denim jacket, which I promptly took the sleeves off of and started sewing heavy metal patches onto me. Like as I like to say, you bought me a lifestyle.
I got you your lifestyle.
You got me my lifestyle.
Which whenever you, I mean, I know I've known you for numerous years now, like more than several, and I know that you love heavy metal music, and you've talked about battle jackets. You'd never had a battle jacket, and I was like, well, that solves that problem. And then last year, let's talk about what we did last year.
Okay, so last year, what did I get you, Drew?
I was trying to get into comic books last year. And you bought me amazing comic books. In fact, like I was just looking at my shelf earlier today because I was trying to find a different book, and the comic books you bought me are very prominently displayed on my shelf here in my office. You bought me 3 really good sets of comic books. You got me Preacher, volumes 1 and 2, which that was a really good read. You bought me, I think, 3, what's the word? Issues? Is that the word?
Yeah, volumes. I don't know what they called them. Yeah.
You bought me 3 issues of The Wicked and the Divine, which was amazing. And I keep telling myself I need to get more of those, and I haven't yet. And then you bought me the Saga like compendium, like the omnibus or whatever the right word is. I'm still new at this.
It's like was all of them in a binding that could barely contain them. It's a chunky book.
It was a thick thing. And I remember when you gave them to me, I thought that I was gonna not hate Saga, but I think I was gonna like Saga the least. I ended up liking Saga the most. And I know we talked about it before, but it's coming back in January, and I might actually start buying it. Quick diversion on that. I saw an article today, I think it was on Polygon, where they teased one of the upcoming covers for March, and Lion Cat is on the cover.
Nice.
And spoilers, if you haven't read Saga, things happen to Lion Cat and Lion Cat's handler. So it's interesting that Lion Cat's on the cover, and Lion Cat is a really cool recurring character in that series. Anyway,
that's a beautiful cover.
Yeah. Oh, you're looking at it? Yeah.
I type Polygon Saga, and Google's like, I know what you need.
Yeah. I'm super pumped for that series to come back, man. Okay, so that's what you got me, and then what did I get you?
So you got me tickets to see one of my favorite bands, Behemoth, perform in London. So when you got the ticket, so I mean, let's be honest, you got the tickets kind of it felt like a very optimistic time in the pandemic.
We were starting.
We thought like, well, you know what? Come October, yeah, we should be able to go.
Yep.
Go do this.
Yep.
And turned out, nope. It got postponed to October 2022. So many big concerts.
I knew going into that ticket purchase that it was a gamble, and like the conceit of that was, hey, here's 2 tickets to go see Behemoth, and I think it was Arch Enemy was also
Mm-hmm.
So they were playing at one of the O2, and O2 has a bunch of different venues in and around London and London adjacent places. I got you tickets to go see them in London, and I was like, hey, I'm not going to go because that's not, like, loud shouting music isn't my thing. You take who you want. I'll go with you to London. I'll get an Airbnb, and like we can all stay there, and you can go there, and I'll go look at old knives or something. I don't know, like whatever.
Okay.
Whatever they have in London, I don't know.
Oddly specific, but okay.
Yeah. And that was going to be what we were going to do. And you're right. I got that gift. We were starting to sort of come out of that first, lockdown 1.0, and we thought we were going to come out of this wiser and smarter, and 2021 still kicked us in the nuts. But the show isn't canceled. It's postponed.
It is not. Yep.
Yeah, and I forget when it is now.
I think it's still in October.
Okay, so it's October this coming year.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, it might have been a little bit of a blessing in disguise, because when we look back on all the things that, in addition to gestures and everything around us, we moved, we bought a new house. There was a lot of other things that happened this year that probably would have made that trip tough for me anyway. But I'll be raring to go and heavily medicated for flights whenever that time comes this year. So that is a gift postponed. It wasn't, but here's the thing. That still counts in the L column for me, because it was a lofty goal, right? It was a gamble. It wasn't a sure thing. But I think that when you eventually go to London and you see this band, I think you will have a good time.
October 2nd, I believe.
2022. All right. Okay, which brings us to this year. Now, this year, we decided to rein it in a little bit, because in our own version of the Christmas war, we are slowly escalating in this arms race of how much money we're spending on each other. So a couple episodes ago, we laid down some ground rules. We said, what would we say, $20-$25? I forget.
I cheated a little bit.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Okay, so it's not that...
Oh, you motherfucker. You're going to win again now.
No,
you broke the rules.
No. So, my gift is in 2 boxes.
Yep.
One of the boxes I purchased exclusively for you. The other box was something I had already purchased and was sitting in kind of my storage for if I ever needed it, and it got repurposed for a gift.
Oh, okay.
Okay. They go together. That's together.
A technicality.
They go together.
So
really, the bigger of the 2 boxes is the gift.
Okay.
Okay.
If we're being honest with each other, I cheated too.
Okay.
My gift did not technically cost me anything.
Okay.
But you will understand why.
Okay.
When we get to the opening.
Okay.
So, editor note: put on some light, like, free use Christmas music in the background as we do this. Okay. So I want to go first.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay. I want to go first.
Okay. I'm gonna. All right. Put it back there. Okay.
Okay. So which one of these boxes?
The one on the bottom, the bigger of the 2, is what you want to open.
Okay. So the bottom boy, bottom boys.
Bottom
okay.
boys.
All right. I am deconstructing the nice wrapping. All right. So the bow is off. I've got these 2 things here. I'm going to open the bottom boy, which is bigger, and I'm going to start to unwrap it. And okay, what is this? Any issues? No hassle. What is this? Oh, I'm having a hard time unwrapping this. Oh, wait a minute. What do we got here? What is this? What is this? Oh, okay. This is an Elevation Dock 5 for iPhone. Ooh, okay.
So I was this whole thing kind of fell into my lap and I got it for
Whoa.
cheaper than what they're selling it for right now, because I got in like when it first kind of came out, like the first wave of orders. This is supposed to be, now granted, you're not in the MagSafe life cycle, so as soon as I saw this, I like, okay, if he's not gonna do the MagSafe thing, I'm gonna get him the nicest dock he can possibly get for an iPhone. So this is made by Elevation Lab. It's weird, like it's 100% over engineered, right? It's got like little things to adjust the angles so you can like keep the phone at exactly the right angle.
What?
Yeah,
I'm looking at this thing.
Yeah.
First of all, it is heavy.
So
right? It's got some heft.
That's the thing. It is supposed to be a secure dock that you can pull the phone out with one hand.
Whoa, buddy, this is perfect.
Yeah, so hopefully...
and it's got USB-C, and the dock itself has are the cords okay? The cord doesn't appear to be interchangeable.
I don't think it is. I think it's.
But you're right. It's got two very knurled knobs on the back of this thing for adjusting the angles. Paul,
Yeah.
this is really good.
Cool.
And I took the little thing off the bottom. It doesn't slide. Well, it slides a little bit if I put some elbow grease into it, but like on my desk, it doesn't really slide. This is gonna sit right here on the corner of my desk, and that's where my phone's gonna go.
Well, yeah. You have two phones, so you can have one in there when you're.
All right. Okay. So that's gift number one.
Okay,
now was that the repurposed one?
No, that's what I got you. The other one you open, you go, oh, that makes sense.
Okay, so we're gonna open this now. It's an Anchor box.
Yeah.
And it is a charger. It is a charger, which is exactly what I was hoping it was, because I think I have exactly one USB-C charger that came with my iPad Mini. Paul, home run, buddy! Thank you. This is awesome.
Cool.
This is awesome. Okay.
All right.
Now it's time for yours.
Okay.
So describe what you're looking at there.
Okay. So it is a square. Well, so it's first of all, I need to comment about the wrapping paper.
Okay.
It is wrapped in Charlie Brown and Snoopy.
This is targeted at a very specific listener.
Yeah. It's Charlie Brown Christmas themed wrapping paper. So it's got Charlie Brown and his depressing little tree. It's got Snoopy looking like a big dumb dog. It's got Snoopy's house all decorated for Christmas. So as you know, like, I believe that Charlie Brown, the whole Peanuts thing, has never been or will ever be funny. So this is kind of a middle finger, I believe, mostly from your wife directly to me.
Yeah, she much like your wife. My wife wrapped your presents, or your present, I should say. So and it is. So describe the present, though.
Okay, so the present. So it's got some heft to it. So the wrapping, while square, clearly the things inside of it is circular or almost circular. Feels like a circle. It feels like the size, maybe like manhole cover size, maybe a little bigger. So if you want to get that, Yeah,
I got you a manhole.
Okay. Whatever's inside of there feels very sturdy.
Okay.
If I I don't want to do that. I don't want to give myself any clues. It definitely feels, if I rub my hand against it, it definitely feels like it's got some texture to it underneath there. All right, here we go. We're going to open it. All
right, here we go.
Okay. Gonna grab. Okay. I see some, I definitely looking at the back, I see wood. Oh, shit, dog. Oh, that is incredible.
Okay.
Holy crap.
So say what it is, and I'll tell you how it came to be.
Okay, so this is wow. Okay, hold on. I'm a little verklempt. Okay, so it is a behemoth wood. What would you call this? Like
sign. It's a sign.
Okay, sign. It's thick. It's beautiful. It is also it exactly matches the patch that I got for my glory patch, which is your big patch on the back of your battle jacket. So it's the exact same logo as that. So it's Behemoth, and it's got the winged dragon on there, and the 8-pointed star underneath that, and it is absolutely freaking gorgeous.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Wow. How did this come to be?
My dad made that.
Oh wow.
So my dad has always been very, very crafty and handy and works well with wood. And he bought a CNC machine a few years ago, and he's upgraded it a few times, and he's bought like better routers. And one thing that he does is just as like, not like as a job, but one thing that he does just kind of for fun is he will make signs of like sports teams, or, you know, carve stuff on circular pieces of wood like that, or he will. The thing that he loves to do is he loves to go to cigar stores, and he'll buy old cigar boxes. He'll like strip them and sand them, and then carve something in the top of it, and make that like something that he can give as a gift. So he's been making these for a while now. And I asked him, like, hey, how much would it, you know, how much pain in the butt would it be to make a sign of like a band for my friend Paul? And he's like, well, it depends on the logo, because like what he has to do is he has to get the art, and then he has to basically trace it right in a program for the routes for the router. So he has to spend a couple hours, especially depending on how intricate the design is. And I've tried to find like the most high resolution Behemoth logo I could find, because the lettering, right? The lettering was the thing that he was really concerned
That's what I'm just looking at right now, because of course it's a metal band, that they can't just have a nice simple font. It's got to have like the most evil serifs possible on a font. Yeah, and Behemoth is no exception. There's lots of very fine serifs coming off of all of the letters. Let's not put too fine a point on it. Lots of detail. It's absolutely amazing.
So he was like, he's like, I'm going to give it a shot. You know, at first he was like, well, I don't think I can do the lettering. So it was just going to be the Behemoth logo, but he was able to do the lettering. The reason that it is painted white with black lettering is because those finer points on some of the serifs for like the lettering, they would have looked pretty chewed up. You could see some of the routing in it, and like he had to like get in there with a chisel for some of those, I think. But he painted it all black so it doesn't show as much. And then he put a little hanger on the back of it, so if you want to hang that up or set it on the floor.
So it's got a hanger built into it, so it will sit flush against the wall.
Yep.
So all the hardware's built right in. Oh, wow, Drew. That's freaking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty good at that stuff.
Wow. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas, Drew. Thank you very much. This is spectacular.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah.
crap.
So that was lovingly crafted, and like, you know, the wood is, you know, sunk cost. I mean, it was just mostly my dad's time, but you know, he likes working on that stuff, and anytime he gets a chance to do something different with it, he's like kind of into it.
You will have to give him my deepest thanks.
Don't worry. I absolutely will.
Okay. And this is awesome, because there's actually like in my office on the wall directly behind me, so it's going to be on camera on all of my meetings, is this wonderful open empty wall where I was going to put a picture of Gene up, because I have a picture of Gene to hang up on there.
Aw, Gene.
But I think this is going to go right there, and then maybe Gene will go beside it.
Cool, buddy. Well, you know,
awesome.
I didn't know if you were gonna hang that up in your office, or if you were gonna like put it in your desk at work, or what you were gonna do. But it's yours to figure out.
It's gonna go on my wall in my office in a position of honor and glory and just absolute awesomeness. Oh
yeah,
that
looks
is
good.
So,
right?
It is so. It looks amazing.
Yeah,
like, and it's not like. I mean, I'll make this like the chapter art for those people, but like the whatever he used, the router or whatever, like it's like a good quarter of an inch, maybe even a little thicker deep, so it has really good depth to it. It looks phenomenal. Whew. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, buddy.
Oof. I'm giving this Christmas to you. I'm doing
all right. So it's all right. Got it. Did it. We did it, Reddit. We did it.
In fact,
We
this
got
this I actually may take a picture of this and post it on the Behemoth subreddit.
it. Yeah, and then they're gonna be like, "Where'd you get that?" And then there's gonna be lawyers that show up at my dad's house, but it's fine.
it's a oh. Most of the patches I bought is just like some dude in Russia that has like an embroidery machine. So like copyright, who cares, right? Like,
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, do it and we'll see what kind of response it gets.
Oh, that's awesome, Drew. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
cool, buddy.
Oh,
glad you like it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, while you were sort of describing that, I was plugging in my new phone charger and setting my phone in it, and it's perfect. Like, it just sits there perfectly. It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Christmas was big success. Woo! Big success this year. We did it.
Love Christmas.
Okay. So moving on. So first of all, thank you very much. That was a really good gift.
Thank you. Hold on.
Yep, I'm gonna try to throw this into my wastebasket from over here, and nailed it. Okay.
I'm actually sending a picture of it to my wife right now, just because it's. I mean, she won't appreciate the majesty because she doesn't like the heavy metal music, but she definitely can appreciate the thought and how much I would like it. See if she gives me a response. She's probably doing Christmas stuff.
I always wrap my presents like. I'm going to wrap my presents tomorrow night. I don't have a ton to wrap this year, though. I've got like 4 things I think I need to wrap.
I don't know. My wife went absolutely bonkers this year, I think, with the kids. So, I mean, it's a lot of clothes because they're kids, like 12 and 15. So like, it's hard to get them things. Like, it was easy when they were like 8 because you bought them toys and Legos and they loved it. Now, not so much, but yeah. Oh, all right. So you have another topic in here called 2021 year in review.
Yeah, I just thought, because we're coming up on the end of the year here, and I think technically we have one more show between now and the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to kind of think back, not just like podcast wise, but thinking back on sort of 2021 and stuff that we did. I just wondered if you had any like highlights for any personal stuff, podcast adjacent, or anything you maybe want to talk about that you thought was pretty cool this year, in spite of everything else that sort of happened.
Yeah, I mean, the first things that comes to my brain is just like getting the whole family vaccinated. Like that's just so prominent in my mind still because we're still going through it. But yeah,
now
just getting the poke for everybody.
Hey, quick deviation there. Mm-hmm. I can't remember if we talked about this at lunch because we had a lot of margaritas. But did you get your booster?
I have not got my booster yet. Right when I was going to get it, I got a little bit sick. I don't think it was COVID. I didn't get tested this time, but it was a very, very extremely minor cold that kind of came home for my kids from school and kind of worked its way. I believe it wasn't COVID because it came from Zachary and he got tested for COVID and he came back negative. So when Arabelle and I got it, we just kind of like, meh, we're fine.
Yeah.
And they want you to be like a couple of weeks symptoms free. And I'm finally at that point now. So I'll probably go get it next week while I still have time off, if I can find a place to get it. But my wife got the booster. And my son got his booster because he's eligible to get it, even though he's only 15 because he's on immunosuppressants. So,
well, it's funny because my wife is my wife. She's trying to get it, and like every place around here is booked up. Like wow. They're saying they're doing like every 10 minutes they're giving a booster, and like she can't get in to get it.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I had lunch with my other friend today, Scott, and he's actually a pharmacist, and he was saying that he got his pretty early on, and he's actually like trained in how to like administer vaccines at clinics and stuff, and he goes and volunteers, and him and his wife are both pharmacists, and he's saying that a lot of people are signing up for it, which is encouraging. I'm sort of on the fence about it, not to scare anybody who might be listening to this, but like a lot of people that I work with got it, and they went down hard. Like the next day, just not feeling super great. Now, the other thing that my pharmacist buddy told me today was apparently it's okay to mix. apparently it's okay to mix
It
the
is.
Pfizer and the Moderna. And in fact, they're almost like kind of recommending it.
Yeah.
So I'll take what I can get, I guess, whenever the time comes.
That's exactly, I think the message they're sending is like, don't worry about matching what you got before. Just go and get whatever you can. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to get mine. I know that she's actually getting hers on my birthday next Tuesday, but she has to like go somewhere downtown for it. Like everywhere around here, like you just can't get in, which is whatever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it. Okay, so for me, looking back on 2021, obviously the big one for me was moving and getting a new house.
You got a new which I finally got to see, and your house is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Here, ready? Okay, here. This is going to be good for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Grip it and rip it, baby.
Yeah, nothing like cracking an energy drink at 9:30 at night.
Smart.
Well, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm on vacation. There's gonna be a lot of Call of Duty after this. Let's face it.
Duty. I'm drinking some bourbon.
Man, I'm saving my bourbon and stuff tomorrow for when I wrap presents.
Nice.
Because I like to drink when I do that, because it's the only way that I can get through it.
And watch Die Hard, if I'm remembering correctly.
I'll probably watch Die Hard.
Great.
Okay, here's the problem though. Right now we really only have one TV.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, that's something that we talked about. I don't know how many episodes ago. Like, I'm in the market for a TV, and I basically told everybody this year who's getting me a present, I was like, just get me like a Best Buy gift certificate, because I'm probably going to order a TV from Best Buy, go pick it up, or have them come and install it more likely, and like mount it. We want to put a TV in our bedroom, but we only have one TV right now, and it's in our great room, which is in kind of like the center of the house. And typically, like at my old house, what I would do is I would go downstairs where we had another TV, and I would put Die Hard on that, drink, and wrap presents. At this house, though, I don't want to do that upstairs, because that's where my wife will be, and I don't want her to see what I'm wrapping presents.
Got it.
And I don't have another TV to watch Die Hard on. I do have that other TV, and I was going to put it downstairs in the basement here. The problem with that is the mount that is currently downstairs here, I don't think is big enough to support the weight of this huge ancient LCD TV. Because it's not a thin and light LED. It is an old school LCD Sony that it's fine. It's a 1080p 120 hertz LCD. It's actually a pretty nice TV, but I don't think it could. I think if I put that on that mount, it would rip the wall down.
And it's not enough P's. You need more P's.
I need more P's.
You need more P's.
So like the plan right now is we're gonna get a new TV for the living room. I'm gonna get like a nice like 65 or 70 inch. Maybe OLED if I can find one at a decentish price for the living room, and we're gonna move that TV into our bedroom, and then I will probably just get like another like little cheap like Insignia or something for downstairs.
Yeah, we're thinking about kind of reorganizing the living room, which will give me an opportunity to get a bigger television. And I keep looking at the but it's what I have bookmarked right now is the LG C1 OLED television.
Ooh, all right, hold on, I gotta look that up. Where do you have that bookmarked at?
Hold on, I have it bookmarked directly on the LG site.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to see what you're looking at here. 65-inch OLED. Now OLEDs do burn in, right?
They can, yes. It has to be. So this particular, yes, OLEDs still have issues with burn-in. They work very hard to not do it, but if you play like a video game with a static HUD for a long period of time, you can experience burn-in on these televisions, right? Or watch like CNN that has constant like red bar at the bottom with a news ticker, like, but they try very much to prevent that, but it's still very possible. Luckily for me, this is not my game. Like, I have no gaming devices hooked up to this television downstairs, except I do have a Switch dock for the occasional like Mario Kart party or something downstairs. So it's mostly for watching television, so I'm not worried about it. that particular problem, and I've always kind of wanted an OLED. And LG sells more expensive ones, but this one seems to be kind of the sweet spot for price and features. But we'll see. It's still like list price is $2,300. You usually get it on sale for like 1,800 US freedom bucks.
Yeah, there is a I still kind of want to get the P series Vizio, like the 65-inch Vizio one.
Yeah.
That I don't know. Like I have a Vizio right now, and it's fine. Like I don't game on my TVs anymore, which was like the driving factor of what TVs I would get. I just want something that's going to make like Apple TV look good, because that's literally all that it does.
Yeah, so. I mean, this technology for the LCDs, that what they call the quantum backlit array, you can get some like those are really good for HDR for LCDs. So yeah, yep.
Yeah, get 30 free days of Fubo TV, whatever that is.
Fubo TV.
Fugamagoo.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm looking at this one that you sent me, and God, that's a nice TV.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and thin. Does that stand come off the bottom?
It does.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. Which I don't hang my TV on the wall because I'm not a monster. But
oh wow, okay, that's weird. That's weird.
Just saying.
Weird.
Just saying. I'm not a monster.
That's weird. I don't know. I don't care about TVs having like smart stuff just because it's gonna it's gonna have.
Yeah,
I turn off. The biggest mistake I think you can make is putting your TV on your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so that's we went off on a big tangent there. But
tangent.
Yeah, for me,
you bought a house.
Bought a house. And I will. That's like the next big thing we have to do. But yeah, that was like the big thing for me this year. And then, there was a bunch of other little stuff, but that was kind of the big one. We'll talk more about like favorite podcast stuff next time, because I think we had some absolute banger episodes this year. So start thinking about your favorites.
I think we're good at this, Drew. I think we're good at this.
We might be good at this.
We might be good at this
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, last topic I want to talk about on the show today, and it's going to go back to video games, but it's going to go in a weird direction. Paul, have you seen this game called Ready or Not?
No, I have not seen this game called Ready or Not.
All right, so what it basically is like police simulator, okay?
Okay.
So on the surface, it looks like a typical first-person shooter, okay? However, it is extremely realistic in that, you can get like shot once or twice and you die. And the intent of it is you are part of a SWAT team that has to basically defuse like hostage situations or bomb threats or barricaded suspects. Now, right from the jump, and I know people land on different places on like things like police reform and police brutality and cops being generally like people who tend to be more problematic than others, I think. Like, I don't know how else to say that, right? So right from the jump, you are sort of coming into a game that has different connotations depending on how you sort of feel about police, and especially like the militarization of police specifically, right? Like police having armored cars and like military equipment, like, because that's what you have in this game is you are not going in with a service pistol and like giving someone a speeding ticket. No, you are going in with body armor and assault rifles and tear gas, and you are having to defuse or arrest people. And that's the other interesting twist about this game is you have to know when it is okay to use lethal force. So the joke, well, I don't know if joke's the right word, but the joke, the commentary I made about it is that this is a first-person shooter masquerading as a horror game, because the way it works is you get in the game and you can play this with other people, or you can play it by yourself with AI, or you go into the game and like they'll give you a situation, like there's different maps, and like it'll be like there's barricaded suspects, and they'll give you an objective, like you have to arrest the suspects, you have to save civilians, right, or people who aren't active threats at the location. you'll have to like secure evidence, like you'll have to find like drugs or something, like you'll have to go into these situations. And part of it is, making entry tactically. So there's like a tactical aspect to it, like Rainbow Six, where you sort of have to plan how you're going to make entry, and then you sort of work your way through, and you have to watch doors because people will come out of nowhere. And then, like when you encounter somebody, you just don't shoot them, right? You have to be kind of smart about it. Like there's actually a button called compliance where you're yelling at them and you're telling them to get down. Sometimes they listen and sometimes they don't. And that's what the taser's for, or pepper spray or whatever you want to use. But sometimes they will start to go down and then all of a sudden they'll jump up and yank a gun. And you literally have like a microsecond to react, which I imagine is kind of what it's like to be a police officer, right? Because you want to try to make good decisions and not hurt anybody and bring order to chaos. But at the same time, like if someone pulls a gun, like you have to defend yourself. And after you complete the mission, you are sort of graded on your performance. And if you applied force in a situation that you weren't supposed to, you will actually lose points, right? Like, so there's an aspect of this game where it's basically, you have to make these snap decisions. And at the end, you are sort of judged on your performance. And, whether or not you were able to save civilians, or whether or not you were able to find all the evidence, or how many suspects you killed versus arrested. Like there's an aspect to it that makes you sort of approach these situations to be, less lethal. Let's put it that way. And it was a game that I've been keeping my eye on for a while, because growing up, I played a series of games called SWAT, and SWAT 3 and SWAT 4 were really good games where it was exactly everything I just described to you. They weren't, well, SWAT 4 I think was technically multiplayer, but the single player missions were really interesting in that you had to, go into these situations and help people, or, arrest people or whatever. But this game's been in development for a while, and it's being developed by what's the name of the company? It was a Void Interactive. Yeah, Void Interactive is the name of the company that is making the game. And it was originally going to be published by Team 17. And Team 17 makes a lot of good games. They publish Worms, and they make a lot of good games. So
yeah, they're a big, like, to me, they feel like if you're an indie game developer and you want to still feel like an indie, but you want to feel like you succeeded, it's having Team 17 like publish your game. Like, they do a pretty good job.
Yeah. So that's what it was. Now here's where things take a little bit of a turn here. So first of all, the game is really good. Like, as for an early access game, it has a very high degree of polish. The graphics are really good. The sound design is pretty good. Like, they have to work on some of the voices because it sounds like Duke Nukem is the police officer sometimes. But they have to work a little bit on the voices. But the animations, the weapons, like the sense of you moving through a level and momentum and leaning and being tactical and working with your team. Like, I played it the other night with 3 of my other buddies where it was a team of 4 of us, and it's actually pretty intense and really good, because you can't just run off by yourself, because you will get flanked or someone will come out from behind and shoot somebody, and there's traps, like there's bombs and traps you have to disarm at certain levels, and it's slightly randomized every time. So even if you fail and you try again, things won't be in the same place, and there won't be the same number of suspects. And I don't know, it was a lot of fun. But here's where things take a turn. So there's different maps in the game, but there's also different scenarios. And some of those scenarios are like I described, like barricaded suspect, bomb threat, raid, where you basically have to storm a building and try to arrest as many suspects as you can. Hostage situation, where if the bad guys know you're coming, they just start shooting hostages, and if they kill all the hostages, you lose, right? So like there's some tense stuff going on there. However, there's one mode, right? One scenario type called active shooter. And active shooter is exactly what it sounds like. Is there is a perpetrator in a building or at a location that will walk through the level killing civilians until you stop them. And the levels that are in the game right now, like there's like a hotel, there is a farm, there is like some other locations that you can have this scenario. But one of the kind of questions is, as a sign of the times, unfortunate it is that we live in, is when we hear about active shooters, Paul, where do we mostly hear about active shooters?
Schools, Drew. Schools.
Yeah. So the question came up in the official subreddit is like, hey, is there going to be a school level with an active shooter in it? And the publishers were like, yeah, like they were like, yeah, there is. Now, they offered no insight into what that means. Like, are you going to have to rescue kids? Are you going to have to potentially shoot a kid? Right? Like they're
yeah.
okay. So you could clearly see that this is an increasingly slippery slope, covered in oil and snow and ice. Right? Where like there is probably a way you could do this. I'm not sure they're going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
But
right.
So they made this announcement on the subreddit, and like almost immediately, Team 17 was like, we're out. Like, nope, we're out.
Well, yeah, because you don't. And like, as soon as the media catches wind of this, it's going to be like school shoulder level in a video game.
Right.
Yeah, the Team 17 was smart to just if that's what the developer is going to do. Yeah, the publisher was smart to pull out. I think at least. Yeah.
Yeah. Now again, right? Like, I think there is a way you could do this and have it be a commentary on the fact that we have to train our kids to hide under desks or fight or barricade themselves in a classroom, right? Like, I think that's horrible, and I hate that.
Yep.
But at the same time, like, could you make a game, right, where that is a scenario and do it right? And I'm not smart enough to know the answer. Don't look for me for an answer here. But it's like, I worry about that because the game itself is in the state that it's in right now, even as early access, and they're still adding content and, stuff to the game. I don't know, man. Like it's the minute I saw active shooter as a type of mission that you could do, that's where my mind immediately went. And I think it's where a lot of people's minds went, but yeah. I don't know how they're going to be able to pull that off.
I mean, as a parent whose children, heck, just recently had to do some active shooter drills, because not only in school do you have to do fire and tornado drills, you now also get to do active shooter drills. Yep. Which is just sickening. And like equipping school classroom doors with barricades on top of just being able to lock the door. It's sad. And man, I on one hand, I get it, right? Like, this is something that does happen, right? Like, art imitates life. Video games are a form of artistic expression in a lot of ways. Yep. I get the urge to, or the desire to cover these kinds of things, whether they're in video games or movies or television. Like, I get that. But video games also has that interactivity to it, where you're not only experiencing the art, you're participating in it, and to do that.
Yeah,
I mean, I imagine it could be done well, but that's like threading a needle, man. That's like, to me, this feels like a company ending decision. Like, it's gonna go poorly, and like people are gonna riot, and
I don't think there's any way that there's not going to be controversy, regardless of whether they do it well or do it poorly. There's going to be a certain level. There's going to be a certain amount of controversy about that particular scenario, right?
Yeah. Like, now, if they want to do the active shooter like in a shopping mall and not include children as any of like. I think it's just the and kids part that gets really sensitive for a lot of people. Yes. I mean, me included. Like, yeah.
And I don't have kids, right? But my wife's a teacher, and I think that hits close enough to home for me. But I will say this. I will say that so far, these developers have proven extremely sort of competent handling just the very nature of the subject matter of the game and police brutality and all the other things that I talked about, right? So part of me thinks that they're smart enough to know what they're attempting to do, and they will be cognizant of it, and they will try to walk that very fine line. I wish them the best.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck. In the meantime, I'm probably still going to be playing it because it's actually really good. But yeah, I'm really kind of curious to see where that goes. But I wanted to bring it up because I just want to kind of raise awareness to it because yeah, I just don't know what they're gonna. Wow, I've already played it 15 hours. That's crazy. That can't be right. That can't be right. I don't know.
Steam, all Steam's got to do is count.
Do you know how long I played Destiny for? Destiny 2?
How long have you played Destiny?
Do a guess.
200 hours?
You got to go higher.
Like an order of magnitude higher?
Yes.
800 hours.
427.
427.
Actually, let me see if that's my most played game now. That might be my most played game. Let's see. For a while, it was Train Simulator. Because, of course, it is. Let's see. Favorite game. I have 104 hours in Train Simulator. Let's see. What's my most played game? How do I find that out? There's got to be a way to find that out, right? Oh, yeah. Okay. So games owned. Hang on. I'm genuinely curious now. Sort by play. Okay. So Destiny 2, I have 427 hours on record. Payday 2. Oh, wow. 359 hours. Warframe, 350 hours. And then Grand Theft Auto is 154. Team Fortress 2, 146. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 127. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. I thought for sure that I thought I still had more time in Train Simulator. I guess not. I don't know. All right, buddy. Well, what do you say we wrap this Christmas and really weird topics show up for the day? Yeah,
now that I'm sad and uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No, it's good. I was not aware of that. That's good luck to the developers. Void Interactive on that very sensitive subject. I wish them well, but there be dragons.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up. We're on the internet at doingtheirbest.com. You can find us on Twitter at doingbestpod. I'm on the Twitters at Paul Baylor. And where can we find you, Drew?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Pitfurg, P-A-T-T-F-U-R-G. And since I'm out for the rest of the year, I don't go back to work until January. I'm probably going to do a little bit of streaming here eventually. So check me out over on Twitch at Pitfurg, P-A-T-T-F-U-R-G there as well.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.